Hi, I'm Barry Sahajian, and today we're going to look at ways to make your lines sound more bluesy or jazzy, whichever way you want to look at it. But the whole thing is, let's add some notes that'll give some character to these lines. And what you have to do is to add something with tension and resolve, something that goes a little bit dissonance and comes right back. I've explained this before. Anyway, I got 4 lines coming at you, and I'll play them for you with keys and drums, as well as break them down. And these lines are meant to be used for creativity on your lines. It's not necessarily a line that you have to learn verbatim, but you might do that anyway just to get started. And I'll show you how to make subtle variations. You don't have to stick with that. And to get into your own creative. Let's start with number 1. Okay, we're going to take a quick look at this line to understand what it is and how we can use it. First of all, it's an A7, of course, and we're hitting an A and a G back to the A, and that will be the 1, the flat 7. Okay, so now we're on the upbeat of 2, perfect spot to put in our blues note. You can hear how dissonant that sounds. It's dying to resolve, so let's resolve it to the 5th. After that, we go back to the flat 7 to the 1. So far on this line, we have the root, the flat 7, and the approach note or the blues note going from flat 5 to 5, and it gives us that bluesy, jazzy sound. You'll notice it doesn't have a 3rd, so therefore we can use this on a minor chord or a major chord, as well as all the extensions. Could be a minor 7th, it could be a dominant 7th. Either one will work because there's no 3rd. This is an asset for a bass player. A guitar player or keyboard player, they always have the full chord in there. They're defining the quality of it, whether it's minor or major, at all times. But a bass player, you can overlook that and just play the foundation of the chord, which is the root, the 5th, and in this case, an added flat 7. And we also have the advantage, since we're playing a 5th, to approach the 5th with a half step, which gives us a blues tone. There's another one. Now that one, I just reversed the order of the flat 7 and the root. Now you can take that line and extend on it in any number of ways. You can make it an ostinato line. Ostinato means a line that repeats or a phrase that repeats. Ostinato, that's a good one to memorize. Now, with that phrase alone, you can begin a solo, make it part of a solo. You can have them turn it into a walking bass line. All of those things can happen. But I am primarily interested in playing sort of a solo line or a riff. Of course, you can extend on it. So I would recommend you want to practice that. You know the notes I'm using. I'm using a 1, a flat 7, a 5, and a flat 5, or a sharp 4, going back to the 5th. Take those notes and play with them. You have to play them in meter. You can't add an extra beat or subtract a couple of beats. So the thing to do is you can use my play-alongs. That way, if you happen to add or subtract a note or speed up or whatever, you're going to know right away, because it's not going to sound good against the backing track. this example, we are using the third. The last example did not have a third, which enabled it to work for either major or minor. Let me go through it very slowly. What we have here is the flat 3, the 1, the flat 7, and then we have the flat 5 approaching the 5, which is our blues note, the 4, and then the minor third again. And it ends on the upbeat of 4. It enables you to play another measure right after it. We're taking a closer look at number 2, and in this we are going to have a third, a major third, and it's going to be an A 7th chord, and the other notes are the root, the flat 7, and also the approach to the third, which gives us our bluesy, jazzy sound. So we got root, flat 7, root, then our blues approach going to the third, then we'll hit the root and the flat 7 again. There you have it. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. As usual, you can download all the study materials, play-alongs, notes, and tabs on my Patreon page, linked below in the description. I'd like to remind you, I'm teaching privately, online. Getting lessons from a teacher is the best way to learn, the fastest way to learn, because, as in my case, when I teach, I look into the student and I try to find out what his needs are, as opposed to just opening a book and go chapter by chapter. I don't teach that way. I find what you need and I work with you. I'll leave contact information if you're interested in studying. I thank you once again, and until next time, keep playing bass.